WBAY TV, your first alert station. Action 2 News This Morning live stream starts now.
Good morning and welcome to our first Action 2 News This Morning live stream. Great to have you with us here. I'm Tammy Elliott.
And I'm Emerson Lehman. We love spending our mornings with you so much, we decided to add another half hour or so. So for the next 15 minutes we'll be chatting with our team with their stories of today. And, you know, the big talker, not only the big Packers win that we all enjoyed last night, but the freezing, frigid temperatures that are out there as well.
I know. I mean, we had that blizzard and the snowstorm, and now we have this just dangerous cold. So we have Bo Fogel in for us. It's another first alert weather day. How cold, starting with that, Bo, right now, how cold are the wind chills?
Wind chills this morning are between about 15 to 25 below. Nobody's reached down to 30 yet. Rylander did, but not us. We're staying between 15 to 25 below as of this morning. But for your forecast today, we're only going to see highs around 4 degrees. It is going to be a mostly sunny day, which is great news. I hope melts away some of the snow and the ice on the roads, but we're not going to see very warm temperatures. This is going to be the coldest day that we've seen so far this season. Look, the temperatures really don't warm up at all throughout the day. Highs are only going to be about 4 degrees. Winds coming in from the west between 10 to 15 miles per hour. So look at that. Nobody reaches the teens for today. If you do, you are lucky because everybody else ain't going to reach them. Maybe a couple of towns not even reaching 0 degrees. That's a possibility, especially in central Wisconsin. Wind chills this morning between 10 to 20 below throughout the entire day. So it doesn't improve whatsoever. So this is why we have issued a first alert weather day. Wind chill advisories have been issued for all of Wisconsin until noon today. And then out west, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, all seeing wind chill warnings. And I just got word that later on tonight, once this wind chill advisory expires at noon at 6 p.m. tonight, another one will be issued until tomorrow morning at noon. So yeah, this is going to be the trend for today and tomorrow, and this will continue for a little bit longer. So definitely bundle up, give yourself plenty of time for your car to warm up.
Certainly feeling like the frozen tundra out there. Bo, any idea how long these below 0 temperatures are expected to last?
So they're going to last through at least Wednesday morning, and then they'll start wrapping up as we head into Thursday and Friday, and especially this weekend. The climate prediction report shows that starting Sunday through next week, we could be back up into the 30s, which is great news. They'll help melt away some of that ice on the roads. That's a little dangerous out there. So again, yes, it is a first alert weather day for the rest of today. But looking at your pinpoint predictor now, we will be seeing the snow or this wind chills come to an end in just a few days. By Wednesday, it will be a lot better. We will still see wind chills between 5 to 10 below on Wednesday. By Thursday and Friday, it'll get a lot better.
And Bo, you told us during our show this morning, I think I remember you saying that you were kind of slipped a little on your way in.
Yes.
It's a little slippery out there, right? But And that's the situation that we have with the cold temperatures.
Yeah, what really happens is with the sun coming out, it helps melt away some of that snow and ice a little bit on the roads. And then, of course, with these wind chills, it all refreezes overnight. And so, yeah, I almost slipped this morning, but I am a klutzy person. So what can you expect? So looking at the wind chills ahead for the next couple of days, you notice that Tuesday morning, still seeing 30 below. And then heading into Tuesday night into Wednesday, look at this. It gets a lot better. 10 to 15 below for wind chills. Wednesday afternoon, look at that. It gets a lot better. 5 to 10 below for Wednesday afternoon into nightfall. It's still cold, but it's not enough to issue a wind chill advisory. Wind chill advisories, the criteria is -20. So Wednesday, I think we'll be okay. I think by Wednesday we will end the first alert weather day, but things could change. We'll see what happens. And it's all going to happen once this high pressure system moves south of us. Once it moves over Illinois, Indiana, by Wednesday, that's when the cutoff from the Arctic air will happen. Now, I do want to point out real quick before we end it here that a cold front will come through on Wednesday. It could bring a couple of flurries Wednesday morning. So on your commute Wednesday morning, don't be surprised if you see flurries. But it's not going to be a blizzard. It's not going to be a winter storm, just some leftover energy we saw from the previous blizzard system.
People probably happy to hear you say that, Bo.
Right.
It was a long week last week, and the 20s and 30s next week could feel like a heat wave here in Wisconsin.
That'll be nice.
Hopefully, again, that's a prediction, and hopefully it will happen.
All right, Bo. Well, thank you so much. We're going to turn our attention now to the First Alert Safety Desk with Aisha Morales, and the cold temperatures out there. You need to talk about ways to protect yourself. You got hypothermia, frostbite.
Right, and Aisha, I know you've really got some good reminders. And we know that, this was coming, we were prepared for it,
Yes.
but it's always important for these reminders.
Oh yeah, it's common sense stuff, but this is why I have a job, right? Because we need to talk about these things. Very important, especially on a day like today, is to think about some of those common sense things, just in case you want to have those layers and hats and gloves, cover your skin. We're talking about frostbite this morning, guys, because it could happen in just a matter of a few minutes. And so just some reminders, again, signs and symptoms are redness or pain in any skin area. Might be the first sign. Other signs, this is something I didn't really know about. A white or grayish yellow skin area, if you see that. Also skin that might feel maybe firm, waxy, numb. And then we also want to talk about hypothermia. Do you guys know the difference?
I do
Pop
not.
quiz.
I definitely do not.
I mean, I would think that's much more extreme, right?
Yeah, it is, but also if the person is wet. So we have another graphic talking about hypothermia right here. Some different symptoms and signs for that. Shivering, exhaustion. Notice they're a little bit different. You've got confusion in there, fumbling hands, memory loss. So those are the things to think about. You want to take that clothes off of them. Some other tips that we had this morning, because the CDC says if the temperature of their body is below 95%, they need to get medical attention immediately. And with frostbite, you've got, your fingertips, things like that. So totally different on both sides. And then this morning we've been talking about warming shelters, guys, because it is MLK. It's a holiday today. So I actually posted on my Facebook page and I did get an answer. And by the way, this is just while we're talking about this, ways to treat hypothermia or frostbite. But we'll come back here and talk about the fact that somebody did post on my Facebook page saying, let's see, we've got a couple of people here. Manitowoc Warming Shelter on North 8th Street at former First Presbyterian Church, guys. That's one that's open. Salvation Army, a lot of those are closed because of the MLK holiday. But I was talking about this morning is the 211. We've heard that's with United Way. They've got all sorts of resources in our area, so hopefully people can find some options.
And I was just going to mention, too, that our reporters who are normally out live, Kristen Allen and Emily Roberts, we're going to be talking with them in a moment, but we had them inside today because of the cold temperatures.
Yeah, it's so dangerous. And even if you're staying home, we want to remind everybody about having a ventilated generator. If you're doing that, we want to avoid carbon monoxide. And there's the information for 211 with those warming shelters. Also at home, you want to wrap your pipes in insulation. Got to protect those. Protect your pets, by the way, I haven't said that one yet, and then let some warm water maybe trickle into your faucet so you get the water inside of your pipes moving. Lots to think about. So personal safety, driving safety, walking around on the ice that's out there, and then covering up things like that, because the next couple of days are going to be pretty dangerously cold.
And then you also mentioned to check in with your neighbors. That's such a good reminder for people.
Yeah, you want to check in on the older folks who maybe somebody who doesn't have anybody checking in on them. Maybe they have medical conditions, things like that, guys.
I know my mom has good neighbors who check in on her, so I always appreciate that too and help her out when in this winter weather. All right, so now we want to talk about blood donation. So this is really a critical time right here in Northeast Wisconsin.
I think during the summertime is usually when there's shortages, schools are out, there's not as many blood drives, but the winter causing some issues as well. Emily Roberts is in our Valley newsroom this morning. Emily.
Yeah, Emerson, Tammy, causing some big issues. The need is critical for all blood types right now because, of course, we had a lot of snow last week. We had that wind blowing it around, and when it's difficult to drive, that means it's also difficult to get to the blood donation centers. And honestly, when stuff like that happens, you might just want to stay inside and stay warm. So that's really what's leading to the urgent need for blood right now. The Community Blood Center tells me that snow already led to more than 75 missed appointments at those blood donation centers, plus multiple canceled mobile blood drives. As you said, schools, when they have a snow day, that is usually a happy sign for folks who don't want to go to the classroom. They want to play outside, but it can lead to some issues because that means, of course, there are less school blood drives, and that's a huge source as well. So, a lot of factors playing into this, but the moral of the story this week is they really want people to know that those blood donation centers are open no matter what it looks like or feels like outside.
Yeah, it's good that you're here letting us know that, and that's their message right now, that if you can donate, make an appointment, right?
100% right. So those centers are open. They're regularly scheduled hours, no matter, as I said, no matter what it is like weather-wise. So they say anyone can come in. They say it usually takes about an hour, so it's a really, really simple process. And the need for blood transfusions never goes away. It doesn't matter, again, what that weather is like. Folks need blood, and they want to make sure that that blood is coming in.
Well, Emily, we appreciate you sharing that with us. So important. So if you are able to be a donor, please do donate and check that out. All right, so we know it's bitter cold out there. It's feeling a little less cold because of Victory Monday. I don't know. What do you think?
It helps.
It helps a little
definitely
bit,
helps.
right? So yeah, we want to talk about that. I mean, just what they crushed the Cowboys in Dallas. That was amazing, wasn't it?
Dominating win, 48-32. I mean, they were up 20-0 in the first quarter. It was incredible. I was blown away. I mean, I
know.
I was still hoping for a win, but I was expecting it to be a lot closer than that.
And you just felt the momentum, right? Right
The whole
out of the gates.
way through. Just
So
kept,
it was
kept
awesome.
rolling. And we've got Kristen Allen joining us live in the studio this morning because we want to keep her out of that bitter cold weather.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, we want to keep you warm and comfortable. But those fans, they were feeling great yesterday. They're excited for another week of Packer football.
Absolutely, and you can see Lambeau Field here live behind me. We're seeing it in the daylight now, and I have a feeling that the cold is not going to keep people away from coming to Lambeau Field today. I have a feeling some Jordan Love jerseys are going to be flying off the rack at the pro shop today, so people are excited for this, and some of the fans that we spoke with really talk about Jordan Love's game, the way that he played. A lot of people very excited about him being the future of the Packers. Also saying that, again, as we said, they really dominated from the very beginning, ran the ball a lot. And I think it's fair to say that this probably isn't the ending that maybe most people anticipated, but they're excited for it and they love it. And they think that the team is just going to keep doing well from here on out. Let's hear what some other fans had to say.
Jordan Love is the future and Jair is a dog.
I love Jair. All I can say is go Pack, go.
And of course, they're going to be headed to San Francisco to take on the 49ers this weekend, where everybody hopes that they can keep that winning streak alive to bring the Lombardi Trophy back to Green Bay.
You know, Jair crashed one of our live hits last week. I think we got to keep that rolling, right?
Yeah.
We got to bring him back. This is our message to Jair. If you want to join the Action 2 News This Morning team any day this week,
Yeah,
let's,
we invite you.
keep that trend going,
Come on
right?
in, right? Yeah, and we should say that too. We know that the Packers often have like celebrations and different things throughout the week, so we'll be hearing about that as well.
I saw on Facebook there was a big decent crowd of people showing up at the airport last night to welcome them home.
Right, yeah, to welcome them home. So yeah, awesome. So we're excited about that. We'll be talking more about that, obviously, all week. Okay, we're going to bring Catherine in now to talk about First Alert traffic. You want to step in there? And
it
I
was
know
a little slick out there this morning.
Yes.
Even on my drive-in, a couple of the off-ramps, you got some ice out there and whatnot. Catherine, it is really tricky conditions with how cold the temperatures are.
Yeah, guys, that's really the problem. Is we know highway departments, they always work hard to treat roads ahead of winter weather. Some areas use rock salt, but a lot of places now these days they use brine, which is like that water and salt mixture. But at these temperatures, those treatments don't work very well. So that's why, with all that snow we had Friday into Saturday, they went out quickly and they tried to push as much of that off the road as they could. They really wanted to get it off the highways because they knew the temperatures were going to be plummeting. And so any ice and snow that's left behind by those road crews, or that the wind pushed back into the road, that is going to be stuck there for the next couple of days because the treatments just aren't working. So for the most part, you know, areas are clear, especially on the main roads, but like back in your neighborhood where, you know, the plows can't always get through and scrape it fully clean, that could be pretty slippery for you this morning. One other thing I want to mention as we look at this interchange here, I-41 at 441, earlier this morning, 41 northbound was really slow because there was a fire, a vehicle fire on the shoulder of those northbound lanes. So you just feel for those emergency crews who had to deal with that. I talked to Outagamie County officials and they told me it didn't turn out to be I mean, obviously a fire is serious, but no one was hurt there, so that's good news. But it's all clear so you can get through those northbound lanes now.
We appreciate it, Catherine.
Much
Thank you.
quieter traffic day today.
Yeah, definitely. And before we go, This is just one of the fun moments from the weekend. Okay, so did you see this? UW-Milwaukee student from De Pere getting help from none other than Packers quarterback Jordan Love. And here's the post. That's Lucy Karowski right there from De Pere. So she said her car got stuck in the snowstorm and she did a double take when she saw Jordan Love walking by and he came to help her out.
So he goes to the front of the car and he does a little shove as I reverse, but nothing worked. So then I was like, you have a big game on Sunday. You shouldn't get injured. So let's stop.
Spoken like a true cheesehead. Maybe it's a good thing she said that too, because he could have missed out. He had such a great performance last night. Lucy said she did eventually get some more help from some of her friends and was able to get out of the snow. I think we got to get Jordan Love a warmer winter jacket as
look
well.
at
He's
him.
wearing his sweatshirt right there. It was cold out there on Friday.
It was. I mean, you got to just, so many people were loving this because he's just a good guy, right?
Just a good guy right there, just driving in the middle of the snowstorm like any good neighbor would, right?
Yes.
Any good leader. And I think people, I mean, they have a lot of reasons to love him after that game last night.
Right?
But
everybody's doing the
put the hearts up, J Love.
And the locker room celebration, we had some of that on our morning show
and
with the coach. It was awesome.
So happy, so excited.
So let's keep it rolling.
Another week of Packers football.
Yes,
that's right.
yes. All right. So here's the deal here. Behind the scenes here, the production team, they need to prepare for the on-air update. We do these every morning during Good Morning America. Catherine and Bo will be on in just a few minutes.
So we're going to give you a bird's eye view of everything that's going on back here, and you can watch that cut in right here on this stream or over the air. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.